What's going on, guys? Your boy Fanatic and I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be diving into the topic of, is Kirby Smart just the next Mark Richt? So Kirby Smart has had a pretty successful first 3 years in Georgia. Started off, I believe he went 8-5 or something to that extent. Then he really progressed and made it actually the national championship and was winning for the majority of that game. I think for like 55 minutes, Georgia was winning. And then Bama was able to sneak away with a win at the last second. He won the SEC East in back-to-back years. Nearly made it to the playoffs last year. Made it to the Sugar Bowl. Lost the Sugar Bowl, unfortunately, for Georgia. And now it looks like it's going to be another successful year for Georgia as Kirby Smart heads into his third year. So the first 3 years, again, have been super successful for Kirby Smart. So why are people kind of criticizing him and calling him just the next Mark Richt? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, Mark Richt was kind of famous for not being able to win the big game, and Kirby Smart has lost to Alabama twice and hasn't really been able to win the big game quite yet. And two, their first 3 years are very, very similar. Let's go over this. Okay, so Mark Richt in his first year went 8-3, 8-4 if you count the bowl game because they lost the Music City Bowl. Kirby Smart went 7-5, 8-5 if you count their bowl win. So 8-5 for Kirby Smart, 8-4 for Mark Richt. Second year, Kirby Smart goes 13-2, loses a national championship, wins the SEC. Mark Richt, by the way, Kirby Smart goes 11-1 in regular season. Mark Richt goes 11-1, wins the SEC, and wins the Sugar Bowl. So both make a lot of progress in year two. Kirby Smart makes it to the national title game and loses. Mark Richt makes it to the Sugar Bowl and wins. So into the third year, Kirby Smart goes 11-1 in regular season again, loses the SEC championship game this time and loses the Sugar Bowl. Mark Richt goes 10-2 in regular season, loses the SEC championship, and wins the Capital One Bowl. Also, both teams, both Mark Richt and Kirby Smart in their third year, lost the SEC title game to Nick Saban. Nick Saban on the LSU side for Mark Richt, Nick Saban on the Alabama side for Kirby Smart. But I'm actually going to defend Kirby Smart here. So before you Georgia fans spam the dislike button, even though you guys probably already have, I'm actually going to defend Kirby Smart here. I think he is a big improvement over Mark Richt, and he will be able to eventually get over that hump of Alabama, if not this year, definitely in the future. So here's why. Mark Richt recruited at about a top 10, top 15 level. Kirby Smart recruits at a top 5, top 3, top 2 level. Kirby Smart is far a leader than Mark Richt in terms of recruiting. Also, Kirby Smart's SEC is a lot tougher than Mark Richt's SEC. I mean, here's the difference. Kirby Smart in his second year faced Auburn, who is a number 2 ranked team. Mark Richt faced Arkansas in his second year, who is a 22nd ranked opponent. Kirby Smart has a way harder job than Mark Richt did. When Mark Richt took over the Georgia Bulldogs program, the SEC was in the dumps. It wasn't very good. Nick Saban hasn't gotten to his dominance at Alabama. He was still at LSU, but he hadn't resumed his dominance at Alabama yet. Texas A&M wasn't even in there. Missouri wasn't even in there. Florida wasn't that great at this time. So Mark Richt got extremely lucky by getting the SEC at one of its few downtimes. Kirby Smart has the SEC right at its peak right now. Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, and Auburn on the west. Tennessee, Kentucky, and especially Florida and Georgia on the east. There's a ton of talent in the SEC right now, especially compared to Mark Richt's SEC. So Kirby Smart is way better in recruiting, has a way tougher job in the SEC, and still consistently puts up just as good, if not better, numbers than Mark Richt. Mark Richt never made the national title game in his first 3 years, or I think ever for that matter. I'm pretty sure he didn't ever make the national title game. Let me check. Yeah, he never made the national title game. So Kirby Smart has had more success in harsher conditions, and he has Georgia in a much better place program-wise right now. And here's the difference, again, between Mark Richt and Kirby Smart. With Kirby Smart's recruiting, this talent is going to be sustainable. Mark Richt's talent was not sustainable. As soon as the SEC started getting tough, around 2009, 2010, here's the records for Mark Richt. 8-4, 13-1, 11-3, 10-2, 10-3, 9-4, 11-2, 10-3. So pretty good during the SEC's downtime. Mark Richt really took advantage of that. Then the SEC starts getting good with teams like Florida starting to occur. 8-5 and 6-7. So as soon as the running gets tough, their talent dips massively. Then Florida tanks. They go 10-4, 12-2, pretty good numbers. And then the SEC starts getting better again. They dip back down to 8-5. So as you can see, it was not sustainable while Mark Richt is there. It will be sustainable while Kirby Smart is there. One, Kirby Smart is a far better coach, far better in-game coach, especially a better recruiter. He can hire better talent. And again, it just comes back to the recruiting. The Georgia team right now would destroy Mark Richt's Georgia team going into his fourth year. Kirby Smart can recruit at a far elite level, can coach at a far elite level, and hire staff at a far elite level. Mark Richt was a good coach. Kirby Smart is a great coach. So I do not think that Kirby Smart is just the next Mark Richt. I think that's sorry, I'm rambling. I think that claim is ridiculous, and it's fans, whether you're a Georgia fan or whoever fan you are, if you think that Kirby Smart is just the next Mark Richt, you are wrong. You are coming to a conclusion far too soon. Kirby Smart is learning at a rapid pace, and very, very soon he will be able to topple teams like Alabama and maybe even win a national title. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This isn't as long as my videos usually are, but I just had to get this off my chest. I usually don't defend Georgia too much, but I am going to defend Georgia, and more particularly Kirby Smart here. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all my other videos, my schedule previews, my discussions, my deep dive discussions, just all my other videos. Have an amazing day. Have a happy 4th of July, and peace.